Hello everybody and welcome to another video about Kerbal space program. In this episode I'm trying to get a perfect profile picture for my YouTube account. It's called Grounded Cosmonaut, so it's only fitting to try to take the picture at Eve, with the spacecraft landed nose first or to the side, because only then you're truly grounded. I'd very much like to get the landing site to one of Eve's beaches, because that would be super awesome, but I'm not really aiming for anything, since this is actually the very first encounter I'm setting up with Eve, and I'll also attempt my very first aero capture maneuver. So not only fun in this episode, I'm also trying to learn something at the same time. The rocket itself is probably very overpowered for what I'm attempting to do, but to be honest, I don't really care too much. The point of this episode is not to fly super efficiently, but to get a cool picture at Eve. The plan is to land nose first, which is why I put the heat shield to the top and the parachutes to the bottom of the spacecraft. This design is really rather stupid, but with a lot of empty mass, but it is aesthetically pleasing, at least in my opinion, which is quite important while taking a picture. However, I'm not really sure how aerodynamically stable this design is. I guess we'll just wait and see. But without further talk, let's light this candle. This error-breaking maneuver has been pleasantly uneventful so far. I'm starting to be optimistic that I'll actually make it to the ground this time. It's going to be a dayside landing, which is a bonus, considering the objective of taking a picture. Alright, getting some instability here. Trying to compensate.
Houston, we have a problem.
I just had to talk about success, didn't I? No, not again! Not now that I'm so close.
I'll try spinning, that's a good trick.
We're actually landing near a beach. This is too much awesomeness to handle. You have no idea how cool this is. 1 in a million. Now, before I deploy the parachutes, this is the last chance to try to steer the spacecraft, try to make sure that I'll actually land on the beach and not in the water. Okay, I'm fairly certain that the landing will now happen on solid ground, so let's deploy the parachutes. Alright, beautiful. I'd rather be 100% sure about the landing site, so luckily I have a perfect way to test this. Alright, the X marks the spot. Just a few meters from the shoreline. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Get down, Eagle.
Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Roger, Tranquility. We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue. We're breathing again. Thanks a lot.
Now that they finally made it to the ground, let's get Jeb out of the ship for a pose. The bad thing is that there's no way he's gonna climb back into his capsule in Eve's gravity. Not that it would do any good, because there's no way that the ship is going to fly again in Eve's gravity. Alright, let's do a pose for the pic. There! Beautiful print screen. Or I think it needs something more there. Let's get Bob out of the capsule as well. We'll walk him to the back and have him checking out the engines, like it would improve the chances of the crew getting back to Kerbal somehow. Alright, a bit forward. There, that's great. Oh, you have to go to tracking station to get to control Jeb again. Oh well. I think that this one would have made for a good picture as well, but ultimately I chose this setting. I moved Jeb a bit further back and also got Bill out of the ship to help Bob with his completely useless repair attempts. Okay, print screen. That'll be my profile picture for the foreseeable future, or until I come up with something even better. Let's see what the crew is up to. Everybody seems very calm and stoic considering the current situation. Ha! You can actually climb on top of another Kerbal's head. Or, in the case of Eve, you cannot. I've always wanted to see what it's like to swim in one of Eve's lakes. Well, that was anticlimactic. I guess we're about ready to wrap this up, so let's just get back and go plant a flag. Okay, the picture was taken, the setting was more awesome than I could have ever imagined, the error braking test was an amazing success, and the first soft Eve touchdown was achieved. I'll see if I'll attempt a rescue mission for the Kerbals in the future, but for now, I guess that's it.